Hello everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. I actually just finished doing some of the quests in this area, like the side quests. We had so much to do. I had been neglecting my side quest. I had almost forgotten where we were at. But anyways, we are back in it. And we are essentially looking for clues in the forest that the Garlean Empire have been infiltrating the area. So we have this area here, and oh, look who it is! It's the Garleans! It's the Empire! With their fancy names! So we're just gonna go ahead and take on these guys here. But no, doing the side quest was actually really nice because it kind of reminded me what my buttons were like for a minute. I don't know. Jumping between multiple characters, I kind of forgot what I was doing there for a minute, so... You know. It's nice. I did some of the side quests. I finally did the leave meat or levy. I did that. Did some other things. So, but we are continuing with the story. I have been trying to play more spooky games for October, but I kind of want to balance it out. I still want to keep my series going. I do have some exciting news when it comes to my Monster Hunter content. I know that I have kind of put Rise on the back burner, but I do have my my friend that was there whenever I beat it on the Switch. He now has a PC, so now we can play together again. That's kind of exciting. Dancing One is back. This one breathed a sigh of relief. This one was worried. The Dancing One found something? Yeah, I found boxes and papers. Dancing One found paper inside box? This is a message from Empire. This one can read Walking One's symbols. Message paper has names of food and rocks. Food and rocks were inside boxes. This one knows. But this one does not understand. Food and rocks mentioned all come from home of these ones. How do still walking ones know to find them? Is there sneaky one hiding behind this one's wings? Snooping one selling secrets to steal walking ones? This one fears this for this one's home, but Dancing One has helped this one much today. Dancing One must promise to always be friend to these ones. I mean, yeah, sure. Alright, Kamuxio is pining for a wayward friend. These things are so cute. I love the Sylphs so much. Except for their weird feet. Their feet weird me out. Helpful One arrives at good time. This one needs Helpful One's help. One of these ones named Claxio ventured outside Little Solace alone. Alone is unsafe. Helpful One must find Claxio. I mean, sure. Claxio struck west after leaving the settlement. Hurry before Claxio ends up in the belly of a beastly one. I don't know why I'm doing that voice for these things. It's just, this is how I kind of hear it in my head, I guess. Where they talk really, really fast. I don't know. That's just, like I said, that's just how I hear it. But no, I think the Sylphs are really cute. I wish they kind of had more of a, I guess more of a part? I don't know. Hey, Claxio. What? Walking One wants this one to return to Little Solace. Don't make this one laugh. This one is weary of living with those who are not these ones. This one wants to be alone. These ones rely on Walking Ones for everything, no better than those ones that summoned a Primal One. Small wonder this one chose to leave. This one thought this is a likely place to build a home, but then Meddling One arrives, forces this one to go deeper into the forest. Meddling One is forbidden from following this one. Away with Meddling One. So, Claxio is mad that the Sylphs are making an alliance with humans. Which, I mean, I get. I mean, if humans have caused the Sylphs problems in the past, and the Sylphs have always been self-sufficient, then suddenly feeling like they need to rely on another sort of people would kind of be infuriating to an extent, I guess. What? Claxio refuses to return to these ones and went deeper into the forest? But this one saw touched ones lurking in the forest. Helpful One must hurry and find Claxio. Helpful One should search for spools of thread on the forest floor. Those things will lead Helpful One to Claxio, but hurry before touched ones take Claxio away. Touched ones refers to the tempered Sylphs, so basically those tempered by the Primal Remu. So basically he's saying, you know, save Claxio before Claxio becomes tempered. Totally understandable. But, you know, it's one of those things, you know, if Claxio wants that alive, can't do much about it, I suppose. This area, okay, so this area, if you see that church in the distance, that is actually where people get married in Final Fantasy XIV. There is a marriage mechanic. So in order to get married in Final Fantasy XIV, you actually have to be on the same server. You have to buy a marriage package. So you have to buy it's called Eternal Devotion? Eternal Bonding? There we go. Eternal Bonding Ceremony. And there are 3 packages. There's the free package that you don't have to pay for. You just have to, like, you know, send it to your account or whatever, and then you have to do the little mini side quest. There is a, like, deluxe package. There's, like, there's a free one, there's a regular paid one, and then there's, like, a deluxe package, which is, like, $40. So there's, like, one that's, like, free, there's one that's $20, I think, and then there's one that's, like, $40. And each one comes with a bunch of different stuff, so... Ooh, story time. Story time. But you do have to be on the same server as the person you want to marry. And they can't be on a free account, like a free trial account. Meddling One is back. This one told Meddling One to be gone. Tell Camuxio that this one will never go back. Never. Well, you... Okay. Aw, look at him. Touched ones should go away too. This one is good one. Everyone should just leave this one alone. Welp. Be on guard, Sam. These sylphs have been tempered, brought under the thrall of the Primal Ramu. Akin to the Amalja tempered by Ifrit, these sylphs exist only to serve their deity. They'll not answer to words, only steel. I take no pleasure in this, but it must be done. I'm not even gonna try and voice them, so yeah, don't even get me started on that. Alright, so... Come with these ones, serve primal ones together! You can read that, I'm just focused on the battle, but essentially it's saying no thank you. No, I'm a good one, leave me alone. Now, normally I wouldn't recommend, you know, turning on your, freaking, you know, tank stance and doing this, but, you know, I'm just trying to get it over with as soon as possible. Whoa. What are they? Whoa! A marble? And things were going so well. There's something not right about this marble. So I guess this marble is something special. No, Stinky One. Stinky One is scary. Okay, so we have to handle the Sylphs, even though I already did. So, I was about to say, we've essentially already taken care of the problem. This one is safe? This one was so scared. Claxio! This one has been worried. So very worried. Is Claxio unharmed? Still in possession of wits? Camuxio? And Meddling One as well. Why are these two here? These two came to rescue Claxio. That Claxio is safe fills this one with joy. Camuxio, forgive this one. This one did not mean to run away from Little Solace. This one was just afraid. These ones who live at Little Solace were changing, becoming friendly with other ones. This one feared that these ones were forgetting who these ones are, like touched ones did, but this one was wrong. This one can see that now. Helpful one. This one is grateful. This one will return to Little Solace to be with Camuxio and friendly ones. That's good. Oh, look at their little wave. I love them. I love them so much. Well, that should see to that. What say we return to Little Solace as well? I, for one, could do with a nice hot bath. I don't like marbles. I think they're so gross. So gross. But yeah, a lot of people get married for a couple different reasons in Final Fantasy. One, you get a ring, which allows you to teleport to whoever you're married to. Some people just use it to fast travel, you know, whenever they have someone that they like to play the game with. Obviously, you don't really have to be in a relationship to get married, it's just a game. Some people use it for roleplay purposes, so if they're roleplaying a couple, you know, they'll have that couple get married, which is really cute, because you can take some really, really adorable photos that way. I've done that with a friend of mine for our roleplay characters. Really, really adorable stuff. And I love the ceremony. It's so cute. It's cheesy, but it's adorable. And then some people, if they're actually dating somebody in real life or married to someone in real life, then they do it for that purpose. But again, you do have to be on the same server, which can be kind of frustrating since a lot of the servers are congested right now. But with the dropping numbers, which I know I say this and it sounds bad, but with the dropping numbers lately, I mean, servers might not be so congested, so maybe now is the right time. I don't know. You know, but I saw the church and I figured I might mention it, that you can get married in Final Fantasy. It does set it apart from some MMOs, because some MMOs do have that sort of, like, mechanic, but I think Final Fantasy kind of does it the best. And it even reminds you when your anniversary is, and you can renew your vows, and it's really adorable. This one thought Claxio was lost forever. Helpful ones saved Claxio. Now these ones can be family again. This one has known many walking ones, even many kind walking ones. But Helpful One is the kindest and strongest of all. Helpful One is a hero to these ones. Helpful One will bring these ones and walking ones closer together, this one knows. This one would take Helpful One to see Elder One. But Elder One is... Uh-oh, what happened to the Elder? Is that why you were so bitter? What happened to the Elder? Mount speed and middle Lenosha increased. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, as you complete parts in the story, your mount speed increases. That is nice. That is very nice. Okay. This one must ask Kind One's forgiveness. This one made promise to take Kind One to see Elder One, yes, but this one cannot. This one cannot because Elder One is not here. Elder One is not anywhere. Elder One went into the forest yesterday, but has not come back. This one is worried. Elder One often goes into forest, but never, never for this long. Kind One will help find Elder One, yes. Near where Elder One disappeared is the home of a walking one named Buscaron. Buscaron may know what happened to Elder One. This one would talk to Buscaron, but walking ones do not always trust these ones. Would Kind One talk to Buscaron for this one? And Kind One comes from Gridania, yes? In Gridania live many Kind Ones, yes? This one begs of Kind One. Please go to Gridania and ask fellow Kind Ones for help. And please hurry. These ones are not safe until Elder One returns. Okay. Buscaron. Where is Buscaron? Oh, I have to go back to Gridania. Let's see how much faster I am now. Not too much faster. But yeah, I don't know. This game has a lot of cool mechanics that I really love about it. I do love the housing system to an extent. So I love that if you're in an FC that has an FC house, that you can have your own room. And, you know, obviously if you have your own room, then you can design your room however you see fit. I love that. I love that about this. I also love that if you can't afford a room, or if you can't afford your own house, and you're not lucky enough to win the housing lottery, you can still buy an apartment. Now, buying an apartment is still hard because, again, people will buy multiple apartments, and it can be frustrating. But yeah, you know, if you manage to find an apartment, then essentially you can have two rooms. You can have your FC room and you can have your apartment. And your apartment doesn't get demolished, unlike the housing. which if you don't log in for a certain amount of time, then essentially you just forfeit your house. And that's if you win the housing lottery. I don't like the housing system in Final Fantasy. I think it's crazy that you have to essentially bid for a plot, hope that you win it, and then if you win it, then you essentially have to hope that, that you log in enough that you don't lose your house. I think it's crazy. There are better ways to do it. I think instant housing would be better, or something along that lines. However, it is what it is. Final Fantasy players are used to it by now. It doesn't mean it's good, and it doesn't mean people are happy with it. It just means that they're used to it. That's all. But there's a few other mechanics I really like in Final Fantasy as well. Well, if it isn't our intrepid ambassador, how fare your diplomatic efforts with the Sylph tribes? Their elders gone missing, you say? Why, if he were to end up in the hands of the Tempered Ones, we'd have a crisis on our hands. You can assure the Sylphs that my sharpest-eyed serpents will be on the lookout night and day. No stone must be left unturned. I would ask that you call upon Gaia Molko at Bent Branch Meadows and deliver the message and that the Wood Whalers are needed in the search effort. Okay. I know where that is. That's in the Central Shroud. That's past the Blue Badger Gates. And the reason that I know this is because I played this game a lot. Ooh, I want to purchase items. What you got? What you got? Alright, I already bought the cherry bomb. I don't have the mammoth, so gib. I don't have the wayward hatchling, so gib. People are gonna be screaming that I'm buying stuff when I don't have that much money, but you know what? I can do what I want. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my real dad. That's how I see it. Alright, that's all I'm gonna buy for now. I'm gonna adjust my stuffs. I can't wait until I have the saddlebag. Because then once I have the saddlebag, then I can definitely, then I can just shove all my dye and stuff in there. And then it'll be a lot better. But for now, I don't have that option, so... Oh, that person has the little baby secret from the, Monster Hunter, crossover. That is so cute. I love it. I can't wait. I cannot wait. There's already a Monster Hunter crossover in this game. There's a Monster Hunter World crossover where you fight a Rathalos. Really cool quest. I love it. I can't complain. What quest do I have here? Beneath the Planks, Spirited Away, you want to be a jockey. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna clear these out of the way then, I guess, while I talk about this. But, there is a Monster Hunter World quest, and it is where you, like I said, you fight a Rathalos. Now, whenever you fight the Rathalos, it has different mechanics than your typical battle. So it can be a little bit more difficult in a way, but it's really not that bad. The only problem is that you have to collect scales, and, and the problem with that is once you, collect the scales, you have to have so many in order to, actually, buy the Rathalos mount. And there's some armors that you can buy as well. So there is that. Beneath the Planks. What did I do beneath the Planks? Oh, is it all the way up here? Oh, no. And so, I guess not so funny story, but, I guess it is a story. So, me and my friend Roto, we were trying to get the Rathalos mount, and we kept... Obviously, you had to farm for it, so we're just doing this quest, like, over and over and over and over. We're fighting Rathalos constantly. And, so yeah, it was just literally one of those things where it's just, we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And, during one of the battles with Rathalos, it drops a flute. And the thing is we didn't even know that this thing could drop a flute. So a flute essentially gives you the mount. So whoever wins the flute, you don't even have to collect the scales anymore. You just, click the flute, and there you go. Like, you have the mount. Frustrating story was, obviously, there's only one flute. And because we were in a party, we had to roll for it. I'm not even going to tell you the crazy amount of luck this man has. Roto, I hope he never gambles because he would win the jackpot. And, granted, actually, I hope he does. I hope he becomes a gambler and wins a jackpot, because then I know he'd probably share it with me. But regardless, oh man. But yeah, this dude, like, he has insane luck. And, yeah, no, it's crazy how much luck he has. And so naturally we rolled for the Rathalos mount. He won. And I try not to be bitter about it. But, like, in my soul, I still feel it. I still feel the bitterness in my soul. Because then I was hoping the entire time, I kept hoping that another Rathalos flute, Rathalos whistle, whatever you want to call it, I kept hoping in my soul that another one would drop. Did it ever drop? No. Did I have to still get all, like, 300 scales or some shit? Yes. Did I get the Rathalos mount? Yes. But anyways, so there is the Monster Hunter World crossover, but now they have a Monster Hunter Wilds crossover, and it has a whole bunch of goodies. So if you're a Monster Hunter fan, and you also happen to want to get into Final Fantasy, then good news, there are some Monster Hunter crossover quests, and they are fun. They are actually really fun. A message from Commander Halloy, you say? The Sylph Elder has vanished. Worry not, friend. The Wood Whalers have eyes under every leaf, behind every branch. If the Elder is anywhere in these forests, we shall find him. Thanks. Now what do I do? Speak with Buscarin at the Buscarin Brothers. Where's that at? I forget. That's in the South Shroud. Okay, so where is South Shroud? Obviously in the south. But where is I in relativity to south? That is always the question. I am directionally challenged, so never trust me to know where I'm going at any point in time. I will never. That's just the truth. So, that's why I love the fact that there's 2 maps. Because, yeah, otherwise I would get so lost. And don't mind me skipping these quests. They literally are just low-level quests. They would not give me anything other than money. I will be back to do them at some point or other. Probably when I pick up some other profession, if I ever do. But for now, I'm not. For now, I am just going to be doing this. I kind of want to get through this. Because the story in A Realm Reborn is good, but it really starts getting good after. Oh, I leveled up! Yay! I really do have to get back to my class quests, though. What level story are we at? We're at level 22 story. Once we reach level, like... Oh, what's Holy Ground? On Holy Ground? Oh, it doesn't say. I was gonna say, I do have to get back to class quests. Because we are entering the territory of maybe I should be a little bit past what I am right now. Always click the Chocobo Keeps, because, especially when they have the symbol above their head, because then that means that you have opened yourself up to the porter. Hi, Buscaron. Well met, adventure. We have the finest grog and grub this side of the... Huh? Not here to fill your belly, then. Ah, hunger for news, is it? Aye, there's been talk of a sylph lurking hereabouts, but I couldn't rightly say if it's the elder you seek. These woodland scamps all look alike. Short of painting one red and another one blue, most folks would struggle to tell 2 of them apart. If you've the time, mayhap you could stay a while and see what the gods have in store. You never know, you might even stumble across the Sylph Elder yourself. That sounds weird, but sure. Also, why are you so shiny? Okay, so we do have some quests here. I'm just gonna pick them up real quick. Obviously, don't have to worry about too much like this. It's just random stuffs. Egg. No word to the Sylph Elder yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. In the meantime, how about doing a favor for old Buscaron in return? Right then, let's put you to work. There's a customer outside who's spoiling for a fight, and I need you to cool him off for me. No need to go cracking any skulls, though. Just take this tub of cold water and douse the drunkard. Tends to do the trick. My patrons can swill grog all night and carouse loud enough to wake the dead if they wish, but as soon as it turns violent, I've got to put my boot down. Sure. Mead-soaked Midlander. Sploosh. Ugh, Nofficus teats. That's cold. What do you mean no fighting? This dusk-white scum was... Oh, so you're one of those racist guys. Yeah, I know the rules. That bastard gets to keep his skin, for now. You alright? Thanks for stepping in there, friend. Not that I couldn't handle myself against a bleatin' milksop like that bloke. And I don't want to cause no trouble for Buscaron, you know, having to mop up blood and bits of teeth and the like. Fair enough. Nicely done, Sam. I'll not have my patrons picking fights with each other over a bit of petty prejudice. In case you didn't see, the bloke who caught the brunt of that outburst is a Duskwhite Elizan. There are people who shun cities to live in the wilds, making them no better than brigands in the eyes of many. To be fair, the Duskwhites can be an unruly lot, but they ain't so bad once you get to know them, and it don't seem right to bar a whole race of people from the druthers for the misdeeds of a few, not misdeeds, misdeeds of a few. There should be at least one place where anyone willing to pay the coin and drink in peace is welcome, don't you think? I mean, I do agree. Plus, like I said, if you learn the history of the Duskwhites, you would know why they keep to themselves. And it's because people are jerks. I appreciate all the good you've done for our patrons. If you aren't disinclined, I have a favor of my own to ask you. There's a Kieran friend of mine, you see, named of Teteroon. A good lad. It was right after the calamity that I came across him fallen in the shroud. He nearly died in all the havoc, so I took him in and nursed him back to health best I could. He worked here at my druthers for a spell after that, got to talking about striking out on his own, and not long after he cast his lot with a merchant bound for Lenosha. Well, it just so happens I got to cleaning up around here and came across something of his, this scarlet earring. I know he was fond of the thing, but he must have forgotten it when he left, so I'd like to see that it gets to him. Can't say for sure where he ended up, but might be a friend of mine can. A Rogadan fellow named Banesing. You can find him on Hawker's Alley in Limsa Laminsa. He knows everything of the comings and goings of merchants there. So you're having me go all the way to Limsa Laminsa for an earring. That's crazy. But I am gonna go this way. I'm going to go this way because this is to open up the Palace of the Damned. Palace of the Dead. Sir, Palace of the Dead. Yeah, that. Plus, there is a... I don't want any of that. There's a town near here, somewhere. Where am I going? Yeah, this way. There's a town where the whole Palace of the Damned thing is at, and there's an aetheryte, so it'll be the easiest way to get back here. So I'm just gonna open that up since I'm already in the area before I head back to Lenosha. Limsa Laminsa. Which, aw. Hi, Chocobo Keep. Hi, I'm here to open up the special feature that I'm never gonna use. Yep, Gelmoran Ruins, scary stuff, spookies. Thanks. Palace of the Dead, now accessible. You have now accessed the Palace of the Dead. You may enter solo or with a party up to 4 players. When speaking with the Woodwhaler, you'll be given the option to enter as a fixed party or matched party via the matching system. Players will start at level 1 regardless of their current class or job level. Furthermore, only Aether Pools, arms, and Aether Pools armors may be used when inside the Palace of the Dead. Each floor of the Palace of the Dead is randomly generated, including the placement of enemies, treasure coffers, and traps. Further details can be had by speaking with the Woodwhaler Expeditionary Captain. It's actually a really fun feature. So, if ever you do get into Final Fantasy, here's the thing. Try everything, okay? There's obviously going to be some things that you're not into, alright? And there's obviously going to be some aspects of Final Fantasy that you're just not a fan of. For me, I'm not a fan of crafting, alright? Can't stand it. Don't like it. You know, not a fan. Some people love it. I think it's annoying. I don't mind gathering. Gathering's fine. But crafting? Nope. Don't like it. Some people don't like raiding. I think raiding can be okay, but savage raiding and stuff is not my thing. And I can't stand PvP. Right? I've never been a fan of PvP. I'll never like PvP. But like I said, this game has something for everybody. If you just want to do the story and do it solo, you can mostly do that aside from the dungeons, but even then, after a while, you can just take NPCs into the dungeon. You know, if you just want to gather and craft, you can just gather and craft. You know, eventually you'll probably have to do the story so that you can continue doing the thing you want to do, or you could just buy level skips and just continue gathering and crafting. You found your way to Hawker's Alley. Just say Hawker's. Anyways, you found your way to Hawker's Alley, friend. A Kieran that worked at Druthers? Ah, you speak of Teteroon. Related to that Kyokaroon bloke, just over there by some blood or another. Two of them put together and making good coin, but old Teteroon up and left Limsa not long ago. Couldn't say as to why or where. You're better off asking Kikaroon yourself. He can be tight-lipped, though. I warn you, best to take this chicken egg with you. Little bastard loves the bloody things. Good to hear about old Busk, though. Sounds like he ain't changed. Just like him to send a venturer along, too shy to come his own self. Gods, I miss drinking with that fool. Okay. Kikaroon. I have an egg for you. Customer be welcome. Not customer? Not come with custom? Kikaroon busy with business. Too busy for blather. But I have an egg. Chicken egg. Kikaroon love chicken egg. Love chicken egg more than love customer. Looking for Teteroon? Teteroon no here no more. Teteroon leave Limsa. Teteroon go look for sparklies. Now working at trading post. Good trading post. Forget where trading post is. Weinberg no Teteroon. Weinberg no trading post. Weinberg at ferry docks. You go to ferry docks. Kikaroon forget things. Weinberg remember things. You talk to Weinberg, not Kikaroon. Oh, sure. I think they mean the docks at the Fisher place? Yeah, the ferry docks at the Fisherman's Guild. Now I know how my mom feels when she was trying to read Harry Potter to me and trying to do the Hagrid accent, and she was getting frustrated because she couldn't do the accent. That's how I feel reading some of these things. Teteroon? I seen him. That is to say, I saw him. He was headed somewhere up north by way of the ferry to Aleport. Might as well head there and see what you can suss out. Suss? The skipper here can take you there. When you arrive, I'd start by asking Aldfoet. He's an old hand that knows a great deal about a great many things. You know, y'all keep saying that everybody knows things, but nobody knows nothing. Start giving me somebody that knows something, for real. Oh, Aldfoet's the dude that's scared of everything. Teteroon? I saw him. That is to say, I seen him. Oh my god. He took himself through the Skull Valley into Oakwood. Was looking for a place run by his fellow Kieran. I reckon he meant that one right on the shore of Bronze Lake. Mimaroon's trading post. Follow the road and you're sure to find it. What the... Okay. Let's see. Mimaroon's trading post is in Upper Lenosha. Oh, there's something else. Upper Lenosha, Western Lenosha. Okay. That's fine. It's like, ah, yeah, just follow the road. You'll be fine. No. No, I don't feel like that's fine. I feel like you're sending me on a wild goose chase. Also, this Vera is really cute, and she actually has the hairstyle of one of my other Vera, and the colors are even similar, so it's even cuter. I'm very, biased, though. Alright, I'm going to Upper Lenosha, looking for Teteroon. Okay. This better lead me somewhere. This is giving me flashbacks of when I was doing the relic quest for my spear, because I was doing the Realm Reborn relic, and I needed specific items, and now suddenly I don't want to be here anymore. Oh gosh. Hi, Teteroon. Customer be welcome, not customer, not come with custom. Bring something for Teteroon. Teteroon, forget this. Forget at Druthers. Teteroon swore would never forget earring, but never forgot. Teteroon thank. Teteroon thank. Good. Buscaroon doing good? Good Buscaroon. Good to Teteroon. Teteroon miss good Buscaroon. Sure. Okay, so this isn't gonna... This does give me 2 slots, but it doesn't actually give me anything else. So we're just gonna skip that. Actually, 23, 2, so it's the same. Alright, so yeah, it's literally the same. Alright, good Buscaroon help Teteroon. Teteroon dead without good Buscaroon. Must give thankies, many thankies. Teteroon make Kieran firewater for Buscaroon. Buscaroon love firewater. You help Teteroon make firewater, need thingies to make, need many, many thingies. Need co-whirl pup whiskers, need 3 good co-whirl pup whiskers. Why do you need the whiskers of a cat to make alcohol? Okay, so actually, if I'm thinking about it, so co-whirls generally have... Oh... I know that they have, like, actual, like, powers, like, they have actual, like, elemental attributes. But aren't they more often associated with, freaking, what's it, Oh, coral pups. Look at that. You know what? That's fine. I thought they're most attributed with, poison. Poison or paralysis. Yeah, paralysis. Well, that's exactly it. Might as well do this fate. So I'm probably not going to complete it in time, but at the same time, I mean, experience is experience, I guess. So normally you have to beat this guy, and he summons like a lot of co-whirls to help him. And he is really tanky, so... Like I said, this is like a multi-phase fight. Generally, it's a multi-phase fight, I think. And so you want, like, multiple people. So sometimes you will run into these special events, And they really are, like, multi-phase. Like, not multi-phase in the way that, like, a boss has multiple phases, but more like multiple phases as in, like, first you've got to help the villagers, and then after you help the villagers, then a boss shows up, and then, like, they're considered separate fates, but they kind of tie into the quote-unquote same fate story, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So, if that makes any sense. So, like, he'll keep, like, piling on, like, coerls on you, essentially, until, like, you're just kind of stuck. But as you can see, we haven't even gotten to, like, 50% health with this guy, and we only have 4 minutes left. So, there really ain't no way that we'd be able to pull this off, per se. Just because we're not able to do enough damage. We don't have the damage output. So... like, even with all our buffs, we don't really have the damage output. So... we would have had to come in, like, really early. So normally, fates last around, like, 12 minutes. Like, 12-15 minutes is usually the time. But yeah, that's usually how long they give you for events. So, like, coming in at 6 minutes, you're essentially showing up a little bit too late. So, and like I said, whenever this is, like, a huge boss, and you're showing up this late into the battle, you know, you're kinda screwed. Sometimes you can boost your attacks and things like that, you know, you can do things to kind of make yourself stronger, whatever. Again, you know, like I said, I'm kind of just attempting this, but we don't really have the damage output to really get the results that you'd want in order to do anything, like, crazy. Normally this is something that would be reserved for a party of people. But there's really nobody that does, like, this older content anymore unless they have a free account or they're playing on an alt. Or if they're crazy like me and they're doing the relic quest, then they would do it for that reason. Yeah, we're at 2 minutes and we're at 47. So we would have to do a lot more. A lot more in that regard. If only we had something to speed ourselves up. If only I had, like, the third thing in my combo, like, that would be really nice, but alas, I don't really think that's possible. Sometimes even when you fail, you'll still get stuff, but generally not so much. I'm kind of just curious to see, like, where we're at as far as, like, damage. But the fact that he can paralyze you, that's, like, the biggest thing. Because then that's what really delays a lot of the damage output. 35, we're at 1. Yeah, we're not gonna be able to get this, so I'm just gonna run away from this situation. We already got our whiskers. I was just tempted to see how far we could go, but there ain't no way. So we're just gonna run out of this area. Once you run out of the fate area, then essentially you're just kind of out of it. It'll still say we failed because we participated in it, but ultimately I don't really care. It was morbid curiosity. Tetraroon make fire water for Buscaron. You bring things Tetraroon need? Yes, I did. You brought all the thingies! Tetraroon make firewater now. Make good firewater for good Buscaron. Tetraroon start making firewater now. Good firewater. Take time, more good. You come back later. You mean like now? Tetraroon make firewater. Good firewater. You take to Buscaron. Good firewater for good Buscaron. Tell Buscaron no drink now. Tell put away 1 year. 1 year make best flavor. Tetraroon hope Buscaron happy. Tetrun gives Buscaron thankies, many, many thankies, you tell Buscaron. Tetrun make big shop someday, biggest shop in Eorzea. Make many, many sparklies, all thanks to good Buscaron. Well, I hope you do. You deserve it. Oh, we still got 81 seals. Okay. It's good for me. Adventurer wants to shop of Gigeroot? No, I don't want to go to Gigeroon's trading post because I don't even know where that is. Alright, so now we have to go to Buscaron's druthers. We're gonna go ahead and go to Quarry Mill. I'll use one of my tickets to go there. I don't want to spend the money. Not right now, anyways. Woo! Alright. And we do have a lot of quests over here, so I'll probably end up doing those, but again, I'll do that on my own time. I'm not gonna waste your guys' time on that when I'm just trying to get through the story. But it really does show you, like, all that there is to do. See, yeah, so 15 minutes is generally the start time. And you have 15 minutes to do the events, which is honestly a good amount of time. Even for solo adventurers. They kind of adjust, like, what you need to do, depending on how many players there are. So, like, obviously, like, the more players there are, the more, like, enemies you'd have to kill. So it's nice that they adjust it like that. Ah, you've returned. Thank you for seeing Tetrun's belongings to him. So what's this, for me? Yep, here's your firewater, with the whiskers. Kieran Firewater. So he remembers my fondness for the drink, does he? Why, that old... Oh, bloody hells, who's cutting onions back there? He says to shelve it for a year, does he? That sounds about right. I hate to have to wait, but I reckon it'll be worth it. This stuff has an aroma and body unlike any other drink I know. It's going to be a long year. What say you come back then, friend? We'll see if we can't make it through the bottle together. Oh god. That sounds dangerous. There was word while you were away. Sylphs were seen in the wood, but near no lands of their own. No, this was a place near to here. A place we've never known a Sylph to come. Something must have given them cause to venture this far. More than like, the missing Sylph Elder was among them. Here, I've marked the track where they were sighted on your map. Go see if there's anything to be seen. Okie dokie. Whoa. Ah, yes. This rock. This looks like a good rock. Let me go look. An overgrown offering. What the frick? Ah. It's an Imperial. Get out of here. Get out of here. No one wants you here. Go away. Shoo. Shoo. You're not welcome in the wood. Ah, another rock. My favorite place. This one's a bigger rock. Oh, no Imperial here? Okay. Listen, I'm sorry for the bad commentary. Half the time I don't know what to say. I'm like, ah yes, we're going to go look in a thing. We have to do the thing that the story says to do. Okay? It's all about immersion. Immersion. Not to mention it's like 3 in the morning. So if you expect me to say anything intelligent, I hate to break it to you, I'm not. I'm not saying anything intelligent, okay? I've just worked for 8 hours, okay? I'm not saying anything smart. Ain't no way. Ooh, that bug over there, that is a special hunt. I know that. This guy over here, yeah, the monarch ogre fly, it's a special hunt. But I'm not level 50, and even if I was, they're way too strong. They're like, you have to have multiple people for hunts. Unless you're like, level, like 20 levels above it. Oh, 2 Imperials. I love it when I get to stab 2 Imperials. The fancy metal men with their crappy uniforms. Your uniforms suck. And I don't like you. See, this is why I could never be a hero, because, like, all these heroes have these, like, really smart things to say, all these really powerful lines that make their enemies tremble. I would sound like a toddler on the playground. I'd be like, your uniform sucks, I don't like the colors, and I don't like you because you're a bully. Oh, God. So yeah, so that's my contribution. I can be bossy if I want to be bossy. Okay? Like, I can be mean if I have to. I just don't like to. So was there aught to be found in the wood? What did you come to? Garleans? In this part of the Twelves Wood? Huh, first Sylphs and now Garleans. And all in the same place. It cannot be mere coincidence. Might the Garleans be following the Sylphs? Tracking them or giving chase mayhap? But no. Not this far into the forest. The Whalers' spires are everywhere. Imperials could never have stolen past them all. How in the bloody hells could they... Unless someone guided them through. Someone who knew where the spires stand. And when the Whalers watch. A Gridanian traitor. I mean, yeah. Generally in war, that happens. I mean, it sucks, but... I'm glad you've come, friend. There's something I want to talk about. You know I said I thought we might have a traitor in our midst, someone that was aiding the Garleans? Well, I'm thinking I may have identified our suspect. There's a regular of mine who used to dine on thin soup and sip his pint on account of not being able to afford another. But as of late, he's taken to ordering my best wines and the finest cuts of meat I can lay my hands on. Were he a merchant, I'd probably think nothing of it, but this lad's a wood whaler. And wood whalers don't earn that kind of coin. By chance, I was musing on where the money was coming from when you first told me about the Garleans in the forest, and I couldn't help putting 2 and 2 together. Suffice it to say, if a whaler's working for the Empire, none of us is safe. The lad I'm talking about goes by the name of Laurentius. Last I heard, he was in the South Shroud. Find him, Sam, and if he is up to no good, put an end to it. And him, if it comes to that. Sure. Like I said, I don't mind stabbing a Garlean. That's a job. That's my job. I'm the warrior of light. I'm good at stabbing Garleans. Alright, so South Shroud. Back to my map. Eastern Thanalan, East Shroud, Central Shroud, Nove Riche. We should be over here. In this area. Oh, look! It's a weirdo. Can you not see I'm on patrol? Be gone. If you have business with the Whalers, take it to the barracks. You sound a little suspicious. I'm just gonna kill these guys because I'm tired of looking at them. Also, Orobon? Horrible. Horrible, horrendous looking fish. Like, look at that. They're gross. Oh god, what do they remind me of? So, they're like a monkfish, right? So, I used to watch a show called Why Would You Eat That? And in the show, they talked about the monkfish. If you've never seen the show, it's on YouTube. If you've never seen it, it's called Why Would You Eat That? It's highly educational. But it really does go over some really weird foods. Fantastic. But it talks about the monkfish, and I think monkfish liver was really what it was all about. I guess they have a really fatty liver, and it's supposed to be like some sort of delicacy. Not long now. To think patrol routes and rations would fetch us such a price. No more than I deserve, though. 'Tis little wonder the Empire has risen to such heights. If only the whalers paid men their worth. You! What did you... How long have you... Help! 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 Please, come quick, my friends. It is I, Laurentius. I'm under attack. And then he keeps counting the boxes. I love that. He's like, never mind, now that the cohort's here, I'm just gonna go back to counting these rations. It's fine. You know, it's fine that you're killing my man. You suck. How did you just... I know nothing. I was on patrol. He just appeared. I thought you were working for the Garleans. You big fucking liar. You're such a liar. It's fine. Like I said, we'll sort this out, buddy. Just come on out. Wherever you are. I need better armor at this point, though. I'm starting to get into that threshold of being below. How long do you mean to keep this up? What is it you imagine I've done? Enough. Enough, I say. I know what you've done, Laurentius, you traitor. It's over then. I sold maps and rations to the Empire. It was I. I meant no harm. I only wanted the coin. The whalers are good, strong. I was proud to join their ranks. I am proud. But they do not provide. They preach justice, honor, duty. But in the end, it is those with money who do as they will, who live as they will. So you're greedy, that's what you're saying. So I sought an opportunity to change my fortunes and took it. All I've done for money. Endangered myself, my home, everything and everyone I love. Why, my actions have put your life in danger, too. Oh, are you realizing you're trash? Oh no, he's laughing. I was going to say, yeah, okay. Though you do not realize yet how much. Bloody idiot. Did you imagine that you'd cornered me? It is not I who was cornered. Garleans, I've brought the Hrothgar bitch. Permit me a question, if you will. Are all adventurers so deluded as to believe they can challenge the power of Garlemald? You would need a veritable mountain of gil to fund such an endeavor. Such is the cost of fighting great power. Or of making it. Or of remaking it, as we will Gridania. Yeah, good luck with that, dude. So that's the way of it. Swapped your hard bunk at the barracks for a feather bed in Garlemald, did ya? Ooh. You there, Hrothgar. You stand here at old Busk Squish Snow, then you don't stand alone. Nice. You mean to stand against the Empire? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Ooh. Look at all those orange lions. What a... That's fancy. But it looks like all your men are already dead. Crazy. Oh no, he summoned more, didn't he? There they are. Alright, I got it. I got it. I think. He's acting like their boss. He's like, show them what happens when you stand against Garlemald. Dude, your sideburns are ugly. And your mom would be disappointed. That's what I have to say. Oh, hey! The coral claws are here. So, the red belly gutters are actually bandits, and the coral claw hunters are actually poachers. And they actually are not friends. But Buscaron kind of, he's proving a point here, right? Where he's like, can't we all just drink together? And that's kind of like what he's showing, is that even though these guys have no allegiance, they have something in common. And that's kind of that Gridania is their home. and that they all can come together in some situations when they need to for the better of each other, you know, of their home and, you know, protecting their home and what's precious to them. That's the lesson. The power of friendship. Not friendship, but, you know, the power of booze, really. Impossible. How did you best the Empire's finest? And with bandits and poachers at your side. They're your sworn enemies. Why do they fight with you and not against you? Ah, but I know the answer only too well, Buscaron. This is his doing. His words are wont to inspire men to act. Better men than I. Gods, what have I become? What have I done? I am sorry. No more will I pursue this folly. No more lies. No more bribes. I'll go to the Order of the Twin Adder and confess my crimes. There is something I would like you to tell Buscaron. Tell him Laurentius the Fool says thank you. I feel as though a veil has been lifted from before my eyes. I wouldn't trust that man to go to the Adders on his own. Like, 100%, I'd be like, yeah, we can go to the Adders. I'm going with you, you lying piece of scum. But I wouldn't trust him to do that on his own. Hell no. Like, ain't no freaking way. Like, nah. But, you know, whatever. Fantasy world and all that, you can actually trust people sometimes, you know, unlike the real world. I love how Ida and Papalimo are just like standing out there doing a whole hell of a lot of nothing. Nope, can't use none of that. Laurentius confessed to his crimes. I just had word from the Twin Adder. Seems he marched straight into the nest and gave himself up. The lad's had quite a life, you know. His mother was killed by a brigand when he was only small. As a young man, he joined the whalers, hoping to spare his fellow Gridanians the misery he'd known growing up. Trouble is, protecting Gridania's too big a job for one man, and he came to believe that he couldn't make a difference, that it was all just hopeless. There are a few things more dangerous than desperation, and a man lost in the dark is easily drawn to the glimmer of coin. I reckon he thought that if he couldn't change the lot of his fellow man, he might as well change his own. Thing is, he was making a difference, just not on his own. Somehow he'd failed to grasp one simple truth, that those things we cannot do alone, we must do together. Huh? He asked you to thank me, did he? Then there's good in him yet. I just hope them at the Adder's Nest are able to see it. What he's done ain't easy to forgive, but I'd like to think he'd be afforded a chance to make amends. But let us leave fates to the 12. I have other news for you, Sam. That Sylph Elder has been found. Oh? It's gonna be a dungeon, I know. Oh boy. It's taken us a fair old while, but we finally got our hands on some reliable information concerning the whereabouts of your missing green friend. Ahem, his name is Phrixio, and he's the eldest among the Sylphs of Little Solace. Long has he represented his kind in dialogue with the Gridanians. Yes, he's like a bridge between us and them, a small leafy green bridge that we can't find at the moment, and bridges are of no use if you don't know where they are. That's why it's so important that we find him. Yes, thanks, Ida. Thank you for that insightful spiel. There's an abandoned dungeon called the 1,000 Maws of Totorak here in the South Shroud. Oh, not the 1,000 Maws of Totorak. 'Twas by the entrance to the place that Phrixio was seen, and not long ago, neither. If you hurry, I reckon you'll find him. Walking ones, please help this one. This one needs help. Needs help to help Elder One. Poor Phrixio. Poor Phrixio. Aww. Whoa. Hold your chocobos. Take a deep breath and tell us what's wrong, nice and slow. Elder One went into Totorak but has not returned. This one is worried, so very worried. I love the ones with the leaf masks. Oh, they're so cute. And you're right to be. The place fair crawls with nasties waiting to make a meal of anyone daft enough to wander in. What in the seven hells was he thinking entering that bloody death trap? Elder One had no choice. Imperial ones were chasing Elder One. Please, walking ones must help Elder One. Help Elder One now. Ugh. The fates conspire against us. Forgive my pragmatism. Pragmatism? Pragmatism. Yes, pragmatism. It's a big word. Forgive my pragmatism, but Phrixio is our best hope of reaching an accord with the Sylphs. Were we to lose him, all of our efforts thus far will have been for naught. I will tend to her wounds. Ada, make haste to the Adder's Nest and request assistance. Understood. And that means I have to go to Totorak. Sam, go to the 1,000 Maws of Totorak and see that Phrixio comes to no harm. Peace between man and Sylph rests upon your success. Yeah, no pressure or anything, Papa Limo. I appreciate it. No pressure at all. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So I'll go to the dungeon entrance and then we'll probably just call it good because getting into the dungeon's gonna be one thing and then actually doing the dungeon's gonna be another thing, so... Whoop. Is this the entrance? It is! By order of the Elder Seedseer, the dungeon known as 1,000 Maws of Totorak has been placed under the control of... What? The Sylph Elders inside? And you are sure of this? How in seven hells did he manage to sneak by? God strike me down for a pure blind fool. You must find the Sylph Elder before he falls prey to the fiends within. Entrance to Totorak is ordinarily restricted, but these are exceptional circumstances. Pray assemble a rescue party and enter as soon as you're ready. 1,000 Maws. Okay. So that's where I'm going to end this one. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you like the series and if you want to see more. I'm enjoying it. Obviously, I do take breaks in between. There's so many games I'm playing right now, so it is hard to kind of keep up with all of them. But this is one that I tend to drift back to just because I do play it on the regular, or at least try to anyways. But yeah, so leave a like if you want to see more of it. I'm excited to continue it. If you just want to talk about your favorite dungeons, or maybe just your favorite, what about your favorite society? Sylphs are one of mine. There's a couple that I really, really like, but obviously I don't want to spoil anything for anybody, but still. But anyways, like I said, if you want to talk about Final Fantasy XIV, go ahead and leave all that stuff in the comment section down below. Do be mindful of spoilers in case nobody's played this before. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your continued support on my videos. I do appreciate it so, so much. And as always, I will see you all in the next video. Alright. Ciao, you guys.